Okay, I think it's finally recording. It's my first anime club. Actually, it's my first anything club, despite the number of times that I have said I was going to do a club video thing. So that tells you how much I love Kill la Kill. So, yay, Kill la Kill! God, I love that anime so much. Uh, quick, quick background. I was out of the anime game. I watched it in middle school, and then for 10 years, high school and college. I didn't keep up with anime at all. And just recently got back into it with when Megan Ross started Anime Club, and then with a few American anime like Korra and Ruby. Psst, when are you all gonna do Ruby? Um, and Then my brother-in-law got me an Attack on Titan, which I absolutely loved, and that kind of kicked off watching anime. But yeah, I was out of the anime game for 10 years. It means I have a lot of catching up to do and a lot of anime to see. That said, I've watched Kill la Kill completely through twice. I just thought it was that good. It's just fun. It's hilarious. It has the right balance of serious, got the serious plot, the action, and then it's just got that ridiculous funny that just makes you laugh. Closest thing I could call it is probably it's the anime equivalent of a Mel Brooks film, where you actually have this serious plot, but then you have this serious plot, but then you just have so much ridiculous going on at all the same time. And I'm being like Phil and gesticulating, and people are gonna hate me for that, but whatever. So yeah, I've seen the whole series through twice. I know it pretty well, so I'm gonna have trouble not spoiling anything beyond the first 3 episodes. I know you all say you only watched the first 2, but God, if people haven't watched the first 3 and they're watching this, stop. You're doing it wrong. Watch the 3rd one, because that's where it really all kinds of everything falls together by the 3rd episode. So you really need to watch the first 3 episodes. That's what I'm going to be reviewing. So yeah. Can I keep it under 5 minutes? Okay, so let's start with the first episode. I remember when I first watched it, I was just like, what the fuck did I just watch? What the hell was that? I just saw this thing, I'm like, okay, there's some action, there's lots of ecchi. You have Senketsu practically rape. It was practically rape. Rape Ryuko in the beginning, and it was just weird, and I'm like, okay, there's a lot of this that doesn't make sense. The creepy teacher, the dictatorial school that you're like, wait, you're at a school where the students are controlling everything. That makes no sense whatsoever. And so I'm just like, what the hell did I just watch? There was nothing in there to turn me off, but there was nothing in there to really turn me on, hook me in. It was more, what kept me going was A, reassurances from friends who had watched it, and B, curiosity, because there are a lot of little things, and I'm just like, okay, this makes no sense. I need to watch another episode. So I went ahead, I watched the 2nd episode, and it started to get a little bit clearer, a little bit more. I still really just, what the hell did I watch? At that point, it started to feel like, I'm like, okay, this feels kind of like a parody. And I kind of started to feel that by the 2nd episode. But there was still a lot that was just, eh. So I'm just like, okay, I'm going to give it one more episode. And I'm really glad I did, because then episode 3 comes along. You get a second Kamui. That's where they really start to kind of outline. You've got Goku uniforms, 1, 2, and 3 star. And I can't remember when they outline, at some point they outline, you know, what each star is. One star is, it's 10% life fibers. 2 stars, 20% life fibers, and 3 stars, 30% life fibers. That's not spoilery if it's in a later episode. It's just exposition. And then you have Kamuis, which are 100% life fibers. So you get another Kamui, you get Junketsu with Satsuki. And that's when it all really comes together, because you get that nice, big, epic fight between the two of them. Like, one, a better fight scene than anything from the previous episodes. Two, just... It made everything make sense. You had Satsuki spouting out her rhetoric, which was just like, dear God, if people don't kneel before that woman, I'm like, you're crazy. I would totally just be like, if she's yelling at me, I'd just be like, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. I'd like to think I'd be on the Elite Four. Probably not. But yeah, it was just like, episode 3 is when everything comes together. So watch episode 3. God, I don't usually watch the end of movie clubs, so I don't know what the others do. I might have to fix that. But yeah, there's still a lot. I mean, if you haven't you've watched episode 3, great. That's where you need. That's where you can make a solid decision. But I still, like, if you don't like it, you're not gonna like it. It stays about that level, that balance of ridiculous and seriousness, which is what makes it so funny in my opinion. But it's just got that nice balance of ridiculous and serious, and it kind of keeps it throughout. There's parts where it just dumps the ridiculous. It's like, no, we're just gonna go, even though there's certainly the ridiculous elements that we've weaved into the plot itself is super serious, and it's gonna keep going. That's if you decide to continue. The other reason I would say continue is the music. By episode 3, you haven't even begun to get, like, the best, just the best music ever. I think that's really what made the series for me. Because they've got, like, I mean, you hear Satsuki's theme every time she comes in, the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Pardon my terrible singing, but the trumpets. The trumpeting every time she comes in, that's amazing. You've got, when you get halfway through the series, they change the opening, and the new opening's just, it's way better than the first opening. I mean, it's like most anime, where they change the opening halfway through, but the second opening is way better than the first. You start to get a lot of epic moments are outlined just beautifully by music. Seriously, the single most epic moment comes with just an amazing song. The bad guys. I mean, you've met Satsuki and you've met the Elite Four, and yeah, they're kind of bad guys. They're really just kind of dictatorial. You don't know quite yet what makes them bad guys by the time you get to episode 3, but you get more bad guys later. And they've got beautiful Blumenkrantz. Look it up. It's German. Look it up on YouTube. Play it. It's the bad guys theme. It's absolutely beautiful. I would say #1 villain song is the Imperial March. #2 villain song is One Winged Angel, Sephiroth's theme. #3 is Blumenkrantz. I mean, that's saying something. There's a lot of good songs out there for bad guys, and so that's really saying something. But yeah, if you get to episode 3 and you're like, nope, still too ridiculous, you might not like it, because it's gonna keep the ridiculous elements. Eventually, they just kind of, you get used to them. You get used to the ridiculous elements because they're just a part. They just become a part of that universe. But yeah, God, I think that's it. That covers most of what I want to talk about. So yeah, first 3 episodes starts out. The first 2 are really just kind of what the fuck, but third episode it really just all falls together. You get just the right amount of information, the exposition, and you get just the right amount of that sets the tone for what the series is going to be. I don't know what else to talk about. Ugh, probably should have done some research before doing this, but you know, oh well. I had fun. It's a fun series. Just watch it. Um, but yeah, that's about it. I have no clue if it's gonna be used. I hope Will and Reina senpais notice me. That said, salutations. And yeah, I'll figure something out. I'll do more of these, and I'll figure something out. But yeah, I love this show so much. It actually managed to get me to sit down and do one of these. Woohoo!